That body to the floor.
Oh my gosh.
What's up, guys? This is Lesky, back to another FC24 Clubs player build video. This time I'm going to be going over my first defensive-minded build. It's going to be a CDM build for all y'all that like to get physical and aggressive with the opponents, win some tackles in the midfield, and help your teammates start the offense. This will be the build for you. Looking at the build, we're actually going to be listed in the CDM position. A lot of y'all might be shocked by this and think this is crazy because over the past few years, the CDM position has been trash. And I'm not saying it's necessarily amazing this year, but I do think it got improved compared to last year. They upgraded some agility, dribbling, and even some acceleration stats onto the CDM position compared to last year. When I was originally making this build, I was thinking I was just going to make it listed as a fullback, like a left back or a right back, mostly just because of the extra pace. But then I looked a little bit further, and CDMs actually have very good just base stats in most categories. Like a CDM this year compared to a fullback, and even like a wingback, but more specifically a fullback, they have better physicals, better shooting, better passing, better dribbling, around the same defending, pretty much the exact same. Some stats are a little bit different, and then better physical. So almost every single category is better than a fullback, except for pace, and the defending is basically the same. And the pace difference is about 4 or 5 pace attributes, which is a good amount, but it's not as bad compared to last year. They were definitely slower last year, the CDM position, that is. And as you can see, this build is named Bruiser because what I'm going for is just using the Bruiser Plus on this build and then combining it with some other defensive plus playstyle. I did try some different combinations, but really utilizing the Bruiser Plus, which just makes you stronger with physical defensive interactions, and you can honestly just body people. People go flying if you utilize the new advanced defending setting in your game settings, where you can now just press A on Xbox or X on PlayStation to shoulder bump people and shoulder barge people instead of maybe accidentally stand tackling when you're trying to do that. That new advanced defender setting is definitely clutch if you're going to be using the Bruiser Plus playstyle. So this build's going to be listed as a CDM. The height is going to be 6 foot. I feel like this is a great height for the CDM position because once you go over 6 foot, you start losing a good amount of pace. And this already is one of the slower positions in the game, so you don't want to lose a lot of pace already. The weight I went for is 198. You actually don't lose any pace overall stats when you go up to 198 compared to the minimum weight, 99 pounds. You start losing pace once you go up past 200 pounds or higher. So that's why I'm just at 198. This will give you the stockiest body type possible with this weight section and at 6 foot. Preferred foot is right footed. That's solely up to you guys what you want to do with that. Now let's look at some of the best highlights that I got while using this CDM build.
Nope.
Vision finesse. Did you see that?
I was about to say, dang, bro, you want a fourth one? He's hungry.
Bullied out the way. Go back. Going back instantly. Bop. Bruiser.
Mega bruise. Wow.
Injured him. And then shielded him. Slide. Let's go.
Suffer in this agony of death. I mean, you think that's your field? Gramsci says no.
Oh my gosh.
Perfect time.
The intercept just goes off so much. I think it's worth it as a CDM. Nice.
Ooh.
Press proven. Press proven.
Man,
this is why I got it. This is why I got it on.
Gramsci.
That's
why I got it. Whoa, and then swerve that pass like crazy. There you can see this build is a menace on defense. We're going to be looking at the playstyles first before we move on to the skill tree. And the playstyle plus that I had on the entire time was Bruiser, and that's basically what I built this build around. I wanted to use the Bruiser plus and send people to the floor, and that's what you can do with this playstyle. It gives you even greater strength when performing physical tackles. The second playstyle plus, I got to level 75, so I have all the playstyles unlocked now, which is very nice. I went for another defensive playstyle plus, and right now I currently have intercept, but I did try slide tackle plus for a good amount of games, and it is pretty fun to use. I didn't try anticipate plus, just the normal anticipate, but that would be a good option. I'm not too sure about block plus. If it can work for like blocking passes and crosses, then maybe as a CDM. And then I think at first I tried jockey plus with Bruiser, slide tackle plus with Bruiser, intercept plus with Bruiser, and then I think even anticipate plus with Bruiser would be a good option. But my favorite, I think, was intercept plus. I felt like I was making so much more interceptions. The ball was just getting stuck to my feet when I was making the interceptions. It was going off a lot, like on my screen over my head every time I was getting interceptions. A lot more compared to slide tackles, obviously. And then the Jockey Plus did actually feel pretty good. So you have some options with the pluses on this CDM build. For the normal playstyles, there's a bunch of different combinations you could try, but the ones I definitely keep on is aerial, quick step, and then I really liked press proven. I at first didn't have it on, but then I switched to it, and it helps a lot for just bodying people and using the shielding button, which is left trigger on Xbox and L2 on PlayStation, especially like when I'm winning the ball in the midfield from like say an attacking mid or a striker, and then a bunch of their attackers just swarm me and try to steal the ball off of me immediately. I can kind of rely on the shielding button. It makes you have more shielding animations, makes you stronger while shielding, and makes you an absolute beast, especially since we have a lot of strength on this build. It's hard to push you off the ball, and I like it, especially when it winning the ball in the midfield, maybe bodying the guy I stole the ball off from at first and then passing it off. I feel like it's pretty good just to help you secure the ball and hold on to it a little bit better in the midfield. But that's if you're using the shielding button. You got to be utilizing that to actually get press proven to start working a lot. So the next one is jockey. I think I had this one on pretty much the entire time, whether it be plus or just the normal jockey. I think that's great. And then these next two are passing play styles. You can switch them up. Long ball I had on towards the end for just trying some through balls over the top, or maybe just lofting it up to my striker's chest or something. And then ping pass, I believe I had on the entire time. Passes travel faster along the ground without impacting the trapping difficulty of the receiver. This is good for like breaking the midfield lines or defensive lines, trying to ping the ball to your attacking mid's feet or your striker's feet or whatever it may be. But you could switch these up, especially long ball. You could go like another passing play style like tiki taka, I believe I tried, is a great combo with pinged pass. If you just think you're going to be making a lot of like short ground passes as a CDM, then that could be great. Or you could go for another defensive play style like slide tackle. I think I was using a good amount. And then I did try anticipate like that. And then I was just using pinged pass as the only passing play style. I think that's one of the best passing play styles for a CDM. Some other play styles that you can maybe try on this build is incisive pass, first touch, or even relentless. If you think you're going to be running around and sprinting a lot, then you might want relentless on. Currently on the skill tree, this build has 129 skill points on it at level 83. Looking at the pace page first, I just maxed it out. We have 80 acceleration, which isn't great, but the 91 sprint speed does make up for it a bit. So we have around 85, 86 total pace on the build, which isn't terrible. And honestly, the CDM position is probably one of the positions where you don't need like a ton of pace. You don't need to be blistering fast. As long as you're in the right position most of the time, you won't need to utilize your pace a whole lot. There's not any skill points on shooting right now. I would like to go for a weak foot upgrade, like right here, to get this shot power and to get a 4-star weak foot, mostly just to help for our weak foot passes that we might be making. But if you look at the base shooting stats on this CDM build, they're honestly not bad. 70 finishing, 79 heading, 75 shot power, 75 long shots, 64 volleys. I believe I even made a power shot with this build and then scored a couple headers with the build with only 79 heading, but possibly like upgrading the heading a little bit more in the future, getting a weak foot. Like honestly, you can score some goals with this build. I think these shooting stats are better than a fullback or a wingback. With passing, I have a decent amount of skill points here. On the left, I got +5 attribute upgrades for 3 skill points going to vision and crossing. Then right here, we have 68 curve to start out. Unfortunately, CDMs have pretty low curve. But this +2 will get us to 70, and it just looks a little bit better on paper. You probably won't notice much of a difference in game, so you could take that off and put it somewhere else. And then on the right, we're getting some long pass, short pass, both of those at 81. And then right here, you don't have to go for this vision either. You could go and put these skill points somewhere else, but this will give us 82 vision. And these passing stats really aren't too bad at all for a CDM build. 82 vision, 77 crossing, 81 long pass, 81 short pass, and 70 curve. And that's with very little skill points on the passing page. If we decide to put more skill points on the passing page, it'll look even better. And this is also another reason why I chose CDM over like wingbacks or fullbacks. Their passing stats are just better to start out. The dribbling on a CDM build is not going to be great, but neither is a fullback build. So we have 69 agility, 69 dribbling, just went for these +2 upgrades each to those categories. Then on the right, I feel like this was most important, just getting some balance and then ball control upgrades. So we're maxing out the balance, getting the Lynx archetype. 85 balance is very good in combination with our high strength and like stocky body type with the Bruiser Plus. It will help for physical interactions and not just like stumbling and falling and looking clumsy all over the field. So that's what I went for. And then we also have 81 ball control, which is solid and important for a CDM build. I would like to maybe get the agility up higher in the future, and also get those dribbling stat a little bit higher. Defending, I made sure to put a lot of skill points here. We have 90 interceptions, maxed out the defensive awareness at 96, 92 stand tackle, and then 89 slide tackle. There is some potential to upgrade some of these stats even more, like upgrading the interceptions, the slide tackle, and the stand tackle if we like, once we get more skill points. But for right now, with the defensive playstyles we have on this build and these attributes, you are a lockdown beast in the CDM position. And in combination with those defensive stats, we have these crazy physical attributes, mostly right now just the strength and aggression, which will really help with the Bruiser. Having 93 strength, you can body people, push people off the ball. In combination with the 91 aggression, we have 88 reactions. I went for this +3 reactions. I do wish we could get a little bit higher, like once we maybe get this stamina and then also get the reactions under that. To get the reactions in the 90s would be good. And possibly upgrading the stamina even more and maybe getting some jumping upgrades or more reactions upgrades could be good to go for in the future. But that's going to do it for this CDM build. As you can see, these physical attributes listed at the CDM position is very nice, as well as all the other categories. It's pretty well rounded. Other than the pace, is like the one downside. The pace is pretty slow, but it is better than last year. So let me know if you give this build a try in the CDM position. I would love to hear how you like it. Let me know in the comments. Hit that like button on this video for me, and then also hit that subscribe button on my channel if you haven't already done so. As always, y'all have a great rest of y'all's day, and peace out.